believe that there was a communication error. I think they were told 7:30 instead of 7. If they do get here before we adjourn the meeting, then I will gladly do that, so we can have 2 additional members on the council to fill a well-needed void. So I am going to table item 1 and 2 with your permission. Do I have a motion to do that? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Any abstentions? Okay. And that is to table tonight or to the next meeting. Okay. Approval of minutes. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Any abstentions? Okay. Correspondence. I didn't receive anything either. Subcommittee reports. Education, library, and school building. If anybody has any of these that, that we'll get from members that are not present. So, public health, safety, and welfare.
I just have a couple of things.
Sure.
So the first one is that there have been a total of 92 tickets issued for parking violations in the beach area since July 1st. So I think that's really commendable.
That's great.
And in other news, there's going to be 12 speed bumps, humps, tables, speed control devices placed very soon, starting very soon. Most of them will be in the Foxen area for now, round 1. That's all I have for now.
I can actually add to that.
Okay.
VN Engineering, who is our consultant for the airport, is evaluating actually Rural Street and Forbes Avenue right now, and other
Forbes Place.
Forbes Place. I'm sorry. Right. Forbes Place for location, number, and a number of other locations as well. So we'll have a professional evaluation of where they should be and how effective they'll be placed in the most effective places on some roadways that have been somewhat problematic, to say the least. The mayor signed that contract yesterday, actually expanded the contract that's already been approved by with the end to evaluate those. We believe their response will be back in 7 to 10 days, and then it will the process will start. So it's moving along relatively quickly after it was approved by the police commission. I think you guys recommended last meeting.
Awesome. Anything else? Finance.
Oh, I'll send it to you, Roberta. The update on that.
Public services, park and rec.
I just have a couple things. Just want to commend the sound system here. Tremendous. The improvements that have been made here in the last couple of months with the sound. I want to commend that.
Much better.
And also the green, fabulous park and rec. Great sound the other day. Great sound system. Awesome. I want to commend you guys for all the work you do. Thanks.
Thank you. Urban renewal and housing. And blight. I'm sure Al will send us his report as well. Okay, before we get into the rest of the agenda, I'd like to add an item. So again, we have to vote to add it, and then we'll take action on it at the appropriate time. I'm going to add it as 11.1, which will be the last item on the agenda. It is a transfer for utilities for public works. So if we could have a motion to add that.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, hearing none of those. That's going to be 11.1. Item number 6.
Item number 6, to consider and act upon an ordinance waiving the current outstanding taxes, interest, and any fees in the amount of $1,069.
Excuse me. When we make a motion, let's leave that out and add the language that Leslie talked about.
I think it's
But I want to just take that number out because it may be different. So we could say any and all taxes and future taxes.
Gotcha.
well, the intent is to waive the current taxes, any fees associated
Correct.
with them, and any interest associated.
Correct. Which says it in the bottom part, but I just want to remove that.
Gotcha.
No.
So we are waiving all fees and taxes for 131 Meadow Street, 105 North Atwater Street, both of East Haven, Connecticut, to the benefit of East Haven Land Trust, and further waiving all future taxes, interest and fees on said parcels as they remain owned by the East Haven Land Trust.
Okay, may I have a motion?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
Any discussion? Any public comment? Okay, hearing none, may I have a roll call, please?
Ann Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Deco,
Yes.
Karen Martin,
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar,
Yes.
Lou Casali,
Yes.
Michael Janetti,
Yes.
Guy Demont.
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 7.
To consider and act upon approving an ordinance transferring the following funds to 1008422653676 waste collection, $80,000, 1008422653674 waste collection masters, trash masters, $184,720 from 100884
That's the correct number.
Yep.
Instead of 5, it's 9.
100884222991110. There's a correction, there's a typo. Regular salaries, $264,720.
Okay. I'm sorry, that's a 4, not a 9, but
That's-
we'll make the appropriate correction.
You got two, you got one more mistake.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? And, all right, any discussion further? Public comment?
Can we correct the numbers on the,
It's number, yeah, it's 4 instead of a 5.
I couldn't hear it all.
Yeah. Okay, roll call, please.
Ann Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Deco,
Yes.
Karen Martin,
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar,
Yes.
Lou Casali,
Yes.
Michael Janetti,
Yes.
Guy Demont.
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 8.
Item number 8, to consider and act upon a resolution authorizing the mayor or his duly authorized representative to execute all documents necessary for the town of East Haven to enter into an agreement with Blue Scope, an approved Sourcewell vendor, for a 48 by 72 addition and renovation to Company 3 Fox and Firehouse, to be funded through the previously approved 2023-2024 capital improvement budget.
Chief? No, my business will be up. There you go. There you go.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Chief.
So the ordinance that we're requesting is to allow the mayor to sign a contract with Blue Scope Construction, who partners with Munger Construction, which is a Sourcewell vendor, which would allow us to complete the addition to Station 3, which is a 48 by 72 addition on the Reggie Hatch side of the current Station 3. Will give us 3 additional fire station bays to store reserve apparatus, allow for a service bay. It also accommodates a pitched roof over the entire structure rather than the current flat roof that is in a state of disrepair currently, and a complete renovation of the interior. I've met with Munger Construction several times over the past couple of years. We had a couple of starts and stops on a couple of grant project possibilities that did not pan out, so we're ready to move forward on the construction of the project.
Yeah, let's get a motion in a second, and we'll have a discussion. Motion, second? Okay, go ahead.
Chief, so when you,
You just commended the
Yeah,
sound system,
well, that's
and then you turned your mic off.
There we go. So when you met with the construction company for this project, and you're gonna house just reserve units there?
So there's only 2 that are allowed on at the same time. Mine though stays on, and you guys have to.
Okay. It's currently apparatus that's gonna allow me to decompress fire headquarters, and apparatus that are currently frontline apparatus that are stored outside. It's gonna allow us to move them inside and stay in a better state of readiness, limit the wear and tear to the elements, and hopefully also prevent me from having to pay rent to the rear lot at fire headquarters.
So will they, so that existing building, will that have to be raised?
The existing building is going to stay. There'll be a addition onto the existing firehouse that's gonna be 48 by 72,
Got it.
which is going to exit towards the Reggie Hatch portion of the station, not exit onto Route 80 or North High Street. The parking lot is gonna be expanded, the lot to the Hatch building is going, the lot line is gonna change to allow that to be the smallest legal size lot for the Hatch building, so we're gonna vastly improve the square footage or acreage of Station 3.
That cut through will still be,
Yes, the cut through will still be there, it'll actually be pushed over a little bit. We'll have to pull the proper DOT permits and so on for that, but, the addition is the same size as the current 4 bays to the station, so the 2 drive-through bays, which make up 4 bays, it's the same size as that, except it's exiting out the other way. It's gonna allow us to park 8 apparatus in there.
So, are you done?
Good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Couple of comments. One is, can you talk about the state of that firehouse and the current condition of it? And as to why this is added.
It's, not as bad as fire headquarters. Fire headquarters, is, although a historic building, it has outlived its usefulness by several generations. And it's barely functioning as a firehouse. Station 3 gives us the most potential to increase our current real estate. But the firehouse itself is in, a state of disrepair. It's got a flat roof. They generally require more maintenance. It's due to be replaced. We're finally gonna make the move of putting a pitched roof over the top of it with lightweight steel trusses. The physical plant is in good shape. The overall structural integrity of the building is good. The interior living conditions are dated. They're not enough size there, but they are gonna be renovated, and we're gonna take out a couple of the interior walls to give it more of an open concept, to make it a little bit more livable for the people that are there. Should we have to vastly increase the staffing of our department, which could potentially happen, there's a couple of large-scale projects going on in town that could result in an increase in staffing. We really don't have the room to put anybody. Certainly the more females that we hire, there's really not separated dormitories for that. There's no male-female washrooms. They have sliding signs on them for whoever's using them, so it's really not a lot of room for expansion. But this station gives us the most opportunity to do something.
Now, the active apparatus, are they gonna still go out the current bays, or are they gonna be switched to the newer section?
They will go out the current bays. The only exception to that would possibly be moving Rescue 3 to one of the other bays in the new section of the firehouse in the event that the length of the new ladder truck that we get, when that capital improvement budget is approved. If it's longer than the current one, there's not gonna be enough room there, so they're okay with that. The deed that we have with Station 3, the lease agreement only allows, requires us to provide them with 1 apparatus bay.
So you're not gonna kick them out? so-
No, absolutely.
Yeah. There was some talk, so everybody knows, a couple of years ago, that Route 80 was gonna get widened again, in that section. And this was a number of years ago. I don't know if that fell off, but, I think it's very smart that we're angling bays the other way, so that if we had to, we could not have to worry about a apron at such an angle that you can't get a truck out. So that's good. Any other questions?
How long will it take the construction to be done?
I am pretty confident that we could complete the construction within 18 months, once the shovel goes in the ground. There is some state DOT permitting, and I'm not sure exactly how long that's gonna take, because we're exiting out onto 2 state roads, and there are traffic lights there, so I don't know how long that process is gonna bog us down, but we're ready to move forward.
Just to add, we've gone back and forth on the contract for, 30 days maybe, there's been.
Yeah, probably closer to 60 days. We've gone back and forth with the management company that Munger uses about the wording of the contract. There's also some parameters in there, is that they're gonna have to maintain occupancy in the station, so the building is gonna have to be incremental, while they're working. So we're gonna do half the station interior, and then they're gonna move to the other side and finish that side of it.
You know, things that we required in order to put into the contract so that obviously continue to function as a firehouse.
Somebody over here have a question? One more thing. Have you spoken to my chief about Munger Construction?
I have not specifically your chief, but
I urge you to.
Yeah.
I think they do great work, and I think they're fantastic, but, I urge you to go see their work. They do great work. You got something?
Yeah, question.
Go
So,
ahead.
did I hear you say that this expansion will allow you to, not to have to pay the rent on the back property anymore?
That's what I hope. When the project is completed, it's gonna, we currently rent the rear lot, which we've been doing for probably 35 years, which is owned by the Mall Association next door, which the town at one time owned and sold. And now.
Do you know off the top of your head how much that's gonna save us?
I believe the rent is about $10,000 or $11,000 a year.
Okay, thank you.
It's not the whole back.
No,
It's just like a portion of it, so that you don't want anybody to get nervous that we're gonna lose a lot of it.
Yeah, that'll be.
But it's enough.
But the appearance will change too.
It could. Yeah, I mean, there won't be a drive-through anymore, so that.
We also have 2 shipping containers that we lease
Yeah,
that are stored in that lot that we won't need anymore because that equipment will be moved up to the new station.
and we've been trying to end this lease for,
We've
as long as
evaluated,
I've been on the council.
we've evaluated that lease a few times.
Yeah,
That's good news, thank you.
that's great. Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please. I'm sorry, any public comment? Go ahead.
One,
Go ahead.
not that I have to urge this particular council to do this, but this is needed. This needs to happen. There's supposed to be a grant to allow them to actually create an even greater firehouse, but we didn't get that. Urge you to do this, do not question this, let this man get this done.
Yeah, for sure. Any other comments from the public? Okay, roll call, please.
Ann Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Decker.
Yes.
Karen Martin,
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar.
Yes.
Rose Pacelli,
Yes.
Michael Genetti,
Yes.
Guy Demont.
Yes.
All in favor?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Item number 9.
Item number 9, to consider and act upon a resolution authorizing the mayor or his duly authorized representative to execute all documents necessary to effectuate the transfer and sale of the Town of East Haven's 2020 Ford Transit SWAT van, VIN number 1FTBF4U89LKB43830 to the Branford Police Department, Town of Branford, for the amount of $35,000.
Okay, Chief?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I'm gonna talk about, item number 9 and 10, because they're correlated to one another.
Sure.
As a whole. So just a little background, obviously in front of you is to sell our current 2020 Transit, SWAT van, to, Branford Police Department, and purchase Yale's vehicle that they currently have. And just a little background on the team itself, 2014 is when it was established, and it comprised of 7 towns, and we operate through a mutual aid compact. So, back in 2018, 2019, we recognized that the team definitely deserved and needed a specialty response vehicle to be able to get out to calls in an efficient manner. So, at the time, this fit their needs perfectly. Unfortunately, since then, and fortunately, our team has grown. We have additional members. We now have 8 members on the team. And obviously, with this comes a lot of specialty equipment that they're required to bring and have ready to deploy in every call out, including their ballistic vest, their guns, their rifles, their duty belts, and several other items that they have to bring. Another challenge that we faced over the years is that a couple of our members have gained some additional specialty tasks and skills. Including 2 of our members are now snipers. So that requires additional gear that they now have to bring to each and every deployment. They have their regular rifle, then they have their sniper rifle, their specialty ammo, they have their tripod that they have to bring, they have their stabilization bags, and they also have their night vision. So it's a lot of gear that they have to bring on every call. In addition, we also have 2 members that have become explosive breachers. So again, that's another specialty skill. And we have to have on the SWAT van what's called the day box. 2 of them, one of them has the explosives in it and the other has the charges in it. And so this has to come every call out too. So needless to say, we've quickly outgrown this van. Again, at the time it fit the needs perfectly. We've used it hard, and we're at the point now where everybody can't fit in it and the gear can't fit in it as well. With the space constraints, purchasing the 650, the F-650 from Yale will solve that problem. We did have Public Works go out, they took a look at it, and the mechanic was pretty impressed with how meticulously maintained it was. It's in great condition. It has a total of 3,590 miles on it, so it's in great shape. So this vehicle, so the $35,000 coming from Brantford would be $75,000 left over. Then the remaining $75,000, we actually have grant federal asset forfeiture funds that would cover the remaining portion of this. So we wouldn't be asking for any funds. We have the money available now to be able to make the purchase. So I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone might
I have a
have.
motion,
So moved.
second?
Second.
Okay, questions from the
I
council?
just got quickly, so
Go ahead.
this is great, but this new vehicle, do you see us outgrowing that in a shorter period of time like the other vehicle, or do you think it'll be our needs for a while?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So at the time, so these specialty skills that our 4 members have taken on is where I think we're going to be at for a long time. So just to give you an idea, the capacity of our current is about 4 to 5 members, and the one that we're getting can house about 13. We currently have 8. So there is room for expansion if we ever need to in the future.
And there's regional assets as well that would tag along if there's a call out, right?
Correct.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Mayor.
So we're selling our current vehicle to Brantford,
Correct.
and then we're going to get the F-650, is that what it is?
Correct, yep.
Okay. I know, the transit van, is that what the current SWAT, or the current vehicle that you're using?
That's the current one we
That's
have
the
now,
current one, and
yeah.
that's the one you're selling to Brantford?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I just want to ask you one question. Do you have any idea what the original purchase price that Yale paid for this vehicle and what it would cost today if it was new?
Yeah, so Yale paid, back in 2018, $167,000 and change. So it's not, to put in perspective, this is a company that did it is out of Colorado, Summit Body Works. So they specialize in upfitting vehicles of this nature. The one that we're selling now was purchased directly from a dealership, and we had a local shop, basically make it usable for our team. This is a purpose-built vehicle that Yale got for $167,000. They sourced directly from the dealership the chassis and then shipped that out to Colorado in order for them to custom build the 18-foot box for this. And then talking with them today, Summit, they said something similar today would be about $300,000.
I was just gonna ask that question, what would it be today?
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's a great opportunity that has come in front of us. I don't know how much longer it will be there for, so I'm fortunate that they reached out to us. because they would like to see it go to a local municipality where it might benefit them at some point in time versus go to the open market, sell for,
Well, I think
I
the
would
key-
expect more.
And no cost to us.
Right, that's, the key
Taxpayers.
sentence is it's
We're-
not gonna
we're
cost
better- we're
anything
better
for us.
hands. Kudos to you guys, great job.
Good job.
Anybody else have questions? Mario, you have questions?
I know it's kind of old in 2018. I know right now the cost is like 400,000 bill one, you know. So how many hours iron do you have? You know, how many hours you guys check it out? How many hours have no mileage hours?
Yeah, so I don't have that exact number in front of me, but the amount of idle hours, the mileage is actually less than what we have on our current one. Even though our current one is 2 years newer, we have utilized it more than they have, just simply because they haven't deployed it as much. And they, you know, they no longer are deploying it at this point in time, so that's where it's at now.
Actually, I gotta add to that, I know the chief will not say this, but Yale hasn't used it because the police department, the administration there does not want them to use it, so they'd like to move it from their inventory, and that's why it's deeply discounted as it is.
It's a massive vehicle.
Yeah.
Anybody else have
I
questions?
have a question.
Go ahead.
Chief, I don't know how many meetings back before, when you talked about getting a tactical vehicle. Will this fill that void, or we're still gonna be looking to get a tactical vehicle?
No, so there's two separate purposes,
Right.
that's a good question. So the vehicle that we talked about previously, that would be for patrol use. So that's something that not necessarily in lieu of a SWAT team, but the gap in time from when an incident happens to when we activate the SWAT team to when they actually arrive, can oftentimes be 45 minutes or greater. So in those crucial moments, right, when an incident happens, that's what that purpose would be.
Are we
for
still
that.
seeking to get one?
Correct,
A
yes.
tactical van,
Yes.
a tactical vehicle?
Correct, yep. So that would be,
We're
that
still
would
looking
house.
into that, though, what I'm trying to say.
Yes, so that would house different equipment. This vehicle would house all of our SWAT gear, whereas that specialty response vehicle, that would house gear that patrol would utilize.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead.
How often, I mean, I hope it's not used all the time, but like,
Please, not all.
like, is it, it's only ours, we don't share this with, or do we go into other towns with it, or?
So we have 7 towns that are part of our compact. So if there's a SWAT activation, any one of the 7 municipalities, then we're going. So all 7 towns are working cooperatively through this agreement. And to be frank with you, the team has grown. Their capabilities have elevated, as just outlined, the specialty skills that our members have gained. So we could not provide a fraction of the service as just working alone in East Haven that we are regionally. And by pooling our money together, we're doing it in a more cost-effective way too.
Anybody else? I just have a couple of questions. So, I'm not a cop, and we talk about this all the time, but I feel as though, and I support you, if you guys think you're the boss, if you think that this is the best asset, then I will agree with you. I just think that coming from my background, I don't leave the ladder truck at the firehouse when there's a fire to send somebody back to go get it. Would it be a priority of the department, and I don't wanna talk about strategy and how you guys operate, because that's, in my opinion, no one should be talking about that in public. But what is the priority to get that tactical vehicle, and I know other towns have done it recently, to get a tactical vehicle on the road so that they can get to the call quicker, rather than sending somebody either from home or off the road, because obviously if a call like this comes in, we're gonna deplete our resources, and then we're relying on somebody in the station or somebody coming in from home to take this vehicle. Would that be a priority to get something like a down and dirty, just enough to get going, while, to put that truck into patrol? Obviously, this truck is too big to go in patrol, but like, we were talking about a tactical vehicle, like Branford just bought that pickup truck with a cap, or,
Yep.
is that a priority to the department?
Well, I think both are priorities.
Sure, yeah.
So they're,
Not discounting this,
correct.
there's obviously a need for this. But
Yeah, so that's why the capital request had come before you previously, So
Yeah.
that is a priority of ours.
Okay.
And this is an opportunity that
Sure.
came up to us where
Sure.
we have this problem that we're trying to solve now. I met with the SWAT team, 6 months ago, and within a couple of weeks is when we got the phone call from Yale. We're like, oh my God,
Yeah,
this is a great opportunity. And before it went to the open market, we're like, let's try and take advantage of this. So to answer your question, both our priorities, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, this is in front of us, so you have to jump on it. It's not
Correct.
like it's,
This
you know,
opportunity is
you didn't go looking.
It's here
for it.
today, but
Yeah.
I don't know if
May
it'll
not
be
be.
next month.
Yeah. Where did the $110,000 figure come from?
For what,
For the purchase of the one from Yale?
that was negotiated with Yale.
Okay. What were they asking?
I wasn't part of the actual
Okay.
negotiations that took place, so we have, like I said, a regional team.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was not the one that was
Gotcha.
discussing. I do know that they did come down from what they were originally
Okay.
asking.
That's good.
So I do know that if we went out into the open market, even for something used,
Sure.
I'm
That
very
was my
confident it's
follow-up.
at a discount, so.
Yeah. Okay, and does that come with any equipment or no? Is it just strictly the vehicle?
So it is fully outfitted. It has all the lockers
Okay.
that were custom retrofitted for
Nice.
13 SWAT members. It's turnkey, everything's
Yeah.
functioning. It has emergency lights, and there is a radio, the guts for the radio is there. We just have to swap out the head,
Yeah, yeah.
and then it's in service.
Sweet.
Who does the inspection?
hold on, I'm not
of that?
done yet.
Oh, sorry, Joe.
It's okay. And we did do like a market analysis of similar vehicles to make sure that we are getting a good value, getting this for a good value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can tell you that, I can add that Yale was in the $150,000
Oh,
range.
okay, great. That's awesome. Okay, Mayor, I'm done.
No, I was just gonna ask, who does the actual inspection of this vehicle before we take it on?
So, Public Works mechanic actually went out to evaluate it already. They took a look at it. Vehicle was driven, we tested out everything in it, and everything is working order.
That's great.
I think it's been, garage since they bought it.
Yeah, it was 3,500 miles to wherever and back.
There may have been a lot of that to get it here.
He did joke that half the mileage on it is from driving.
Of course.
From where it was
Where will
outfitted,
it be
yeah.
at?
It's gonna be in the Public Works, bay where we currently have our SWAT truck, so that would go to the town of Branford, and then we would replace it.
Okay. Any further questions from the council? Public comment? Any public comment? All right, hearing none, may I have a roll call, please, for item number 9?
Ann Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Deco.
Yes.
Karen Martin,
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar.
Yes.
Louis Pacelli.
Yes.
Michael Genetti,
Yes.
Albert, Bagamonte,
Yes.
all in favor. Motion
Thank
carried.
you. Okay, item number 10, I think we beat this up, but we still have to go through the legality of it, so, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any comments or questions, from the council? Any public comment? Okay, roll call, please.
Ann Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Deco,
Yes.
Karen Martin,
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar.
Yes.
Louis Pacelli,
Yes.
Michael Genetti,
Yes.
Bagamonte.
Yes.
Okay, just for the record, we're gonna read the bid waiver just for legality. Obviously, we voted on it in favor of it, but just to put it on the record. So let's show this up.
A resolution waiving the town charter's competitive bidding requirements in connection with the purchase of a 2018 F-650 V10 SWAT truck from Yale University. Whereas the East Haven Police Department has a vital need for an upgraded SWAT purpose vehicle. The purchase of this vehicle is critical to the continued responsiveness of the East Haven Police Department because the current SWAT vehicle does not meet the current needs of the department in its size, available space, and its outfitting, and its service to regional partners. And whereas the purchase of this is larger, purpose outfitted SWAT vehicle from the Yale University is an opportunity to purchase a safe, reliable SWAT outfitted vehicle that is larger and superior in its tactical outfitting than the town's current vehicle. And whereas the formal competitive bidding process would delay the speedy and efficient purchase of this vehicle and risk the opportunity to make this purchase. And whereas Chapter 6, Section 4C of the East Haven Town Charter provides that contracts for certain goods and services exceeding the bid cap shall be by competitive bidding. And whereas the town charter's bidding requirements may be waived by 2/3 of the members present and voting. And whereas the acting finance director recommends that the council waive the competitive bidding requirements to allow the purchase of this vehicle. Now therefore be it resolved by the town council of the town of East Haven that any competitive bidding requirements associated with the purchase of a 2018 F-650 V10 SWAT truck from Yale University. Be it further resolved that this bid waiver shall expire on September 1, 2025.
Got 25 days to buy it.
Get on it.
Thank you. Item number 11.
To consider and act upon a resolution authorizing the mayor or his duly authorized representative to execute all documents necessary to enter into a 5-year agreement with Axon for the purchase of a Skydio drone, including all related equipment, software licensing, and data storage.
You're up.
All right, so, as you know, the proposal in front of you is for $80,000, $232.44 over the span of 5 years. This is a project that we've been very methodical, to say the least, and have taken some time to research and implement. We have sent 4 officers already to some specialized training, they passed their exam, and they have Part 107 licenses, which is required to fly for law enforcement purposes. So we looked at several different vendors to vet them out. In 2025, there was some legislation passed with respect to drones, and more or less what it says is that by 2028, municipalities will not be able to fly foreign brand drones for security concerns. So a blue list has been developed, which basically means it's an American-made drone, and it has been vetted by the Department of Defense. So the vendor that we ended up choosing was Skydio, and they are on this blue list, and they are also on Connecticut state contract pricing. So the pricing has been vetted out. And right now we have this opportunity in front of us because we've been awarded a $35,000 grant. So more or less this will cover the initial purchase, and then we'll be responsible for the licensing and the software moving forward after that. So we were able to negotiate about $8,000 in savings by opting with a 5-year contract. And a major advantage of going with Skydio is they have a partnership with Axon, which is our body camera and dash camera company. So all of our videos from there are saved in the same cloud storage. So that would be the same with the drone as well. The benefit to going with Skydio also is that they've included a package with us. It's called a patrol package. So it will give us additional batteries. So that way, if we have a longer flight times are typically between 30 and 48 minutes. For the amount of time that a drone would be out for, the other battery will be charged, and we can continuously operate if we need to. So
Is that gonna be out on patrol, or would that be like in an extra vehicle somewhere?
So there's several different formats that are out there right now. There are ones that are on a rooftop, which are extremely expensive, and then there's ones that you just manually deploy. So that's the type of drone that this is. And it would be housed either in a specialty response vehicle, or
You see where we're going with this, right? Sharpen your pencil.
or at the police department.
Okay.
So that way, if we have a special circumstance that comes up, it can get deployed.
We have, just, not off topic, but off East Haven topic, we have one, and we carry it in our heavy rescue truck, and it's like a $35,000 drone that you could see to Long Island from like 95. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And the police department calls for it all the time. And we're fortunate enough to have it, but it's definitely an asset. And I've been out on the fire department side of multiple SWAT activations in town, Guilford, and every single time that drone is up in the air.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even tied in with the body cameras or patrol cars, but it's live streamed to a TV and their special operations van. It is incredible. You could literally see 5 miles away, you could see faces. It's incredible.
How will that enhance our capabilities with what we're doing now?
Yeah, so there's several different applications for this, particularly because of the type of features that it has. So it's excellent for lost, missing, or endangered persons. Even if this occurs at night, there is thermal capability, so.
You use it for traffic stuff and all that too, or just?
Yes, so another capability is it has a scanner on it, so it can integrate with our reconstruction team. They can potentially open up roadways a little bit faster if we're able to scan scenes a little bit quicker. It can scan both indoor and outdoor crime scenes, so the uses, like the chairman had said, they're almost endless, and I'm sure we're going to find additional uses as we start to use it.
And when you have equipment, you're gonna use it for stuff that you wouldn't normally call for one if you have it.
Yeah.
And one more comment I wanna make that is gonna really hit home to everybody. Again, being present on some of these SWAT activations, and we've learned from some tragedies that we've had from our officers that a piece of equipment is replaceable, a police officer is not. And I would much rather see a drone sent in to evaluate a scene than send a couple of police officers in. So I don't care how much it costs, this is an absolute yes, just for that reason alone.
Absolutely.
With that being said, we got into discussion before we had a motion and a second. So can I have a motion and a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion from the council? Karen, go ahead.
Okay, so, their typical use you just kind of went over. Can you think of anything else? Any other typical uses you would get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, there's special events that we have in town that can provide us with some additional support. But I think one of the ones that I did not touch on that the chairman did is we've had in town where we've had some barricaded subjects. Again, prior to the SWAT team arriving with their gear, we would be able to be in a position where we can get a vantage point inside the house to see what's going on. Again, as we start to utilize this and officers know it's available, there's going to be plentiful reasons to use it. Yeah.
And how much training is involved in the use, and who will be trained?
So there's initial training that's a minimum of 1 week, and then there's a written exam that has to be passed. That's in order to obtain your license. And then Skydio is actually going to provide our users with training at no additional cost. So they're going to come to us, and then officers will be on a list of who's available for call-outs if need be, and that's how we're going to run it.
About how many people you think will be trained all in all to use it?
So we had a extremely large number of officers express interest in this.
Everybody does, it's cool.
We have a young department, so everyone is very interested in this. This contract allows us to go up to 8 users, and we have the ability to add more later on if we think additional are needed. But we are respectful to the fact that it's a skill set, so you have to use it, and in order to not lose it. So I think too many members would negate the purposes.
Can you say the battery usage for at one time is how long?
The battery life is good for about 30 to 40 minutes. It's dependent upon weather conditions mainly, and each battery itself has a shelf life of about 300 to 400 flights. And we have, they actually provided us with part of the discounts was 2 additional batteries, so we have a total of 5, so we should be fine.
And so you said it was live streamed to the same viewing as your body cameras, right?
There's cloud storage, so it would eventually offload to the same cloud storage, evidence.com is what it's called.
So is it live streamed to the station as well? Will somebody be in the station
So there's
monitoring?
There's a live stream to the remote control, and then from there you can have one additional display.
Okay, I think that's all I have for now.
I just wanted to bring up one more thing. I should have said it before about how important this thing is. And I'll share my experience of one of the SWAT calls that I was on. We had, and this is all public information, there's nothing confidential about it. We had a call where a gentleman lit his house on fire. We showed up, I was driving the ladder truck, I showed up, the second due, which means the second truck there, and the gentleman was waiting for us with shotguns in the driveway.
Oh.
He retreated, we retreated, he got in a car and took off. Okay, ended up driving to a family member's house, barricaded subject, it was, right, you were there, weren't you? I think you were there.
I was, yeah.
It was like 14 hours of a barricaded subject. They flew the drone into the house, like, into the house, okay? I'm getting the chills just thinking about it, like, if we have that capability, why in the world would we send a cop inside of that house? Never. Turned out the guy ended up injuring himself, fatally injuring himself, and injuring his family member. But this is like, again, I don't care how much this costs. If we need it, if we don't have one, we need one. So that's all I have to say. If there's anybody else that has any comments, please feel free.
So then you'll have somebody that has a capability of doing it on each shift, or would they have to, like we called it?
So it depends on when it occurs, who's working, but with having, if we get up to 8 officers that are trained, the odds of having somebody available, are pretty good, yeah.
Okay. Any public comment?
How do you satisfy?
Please come up to the stand, say your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Yes, I have a question from the police. How?
Your name and address, please.
Yeah, so how do you?
What is your name and address?
My name is Rifatul Muntaha, attorney Dr. Rifatul Muntaha, 1046 North High Street, East Ham.
Thank you.
And my concern is how do you satisfy the constitutional requirement if you are, what height you are using, this kind of question that click into my mind.
Yeah, I can address that. That's a good question. So, basically, you're legally allowed to fly, in the same place where, public view. And outside of that, you need a search warrant. So to do like surveillance within somebody's yard, is that what you're referring to?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that would require a search warrant.
Okay. And what about the minimum altitude where it's gonna fly? Because I know some
Yeah. So,
governmental allowed.
correct, so there's actually an app there's several apps that are connected directly with the FAA. And, basically what happens is you have to pick the spot where you're going to fly, and the app designates what the minimum and maximum altitude, the minimum altitude that you can fly. And if you're in a no flight zone, which is directly around the airport, then we electronically submit a waiver to the FAA, and then they approve our flight.
Pretty instantaneously.
It's pretty quick,
Yeah.
for the emergency waiver.
Sure.
But if we're in the unrestricted zone, so we're under what the cap is, so on the north end of town, once you get over the bridge, it's about 200 or 250 feet, and then above the gate is like 400 feet. If you're under that, on the app, you just indicate that you're about to do a flight, and it's almost instantaneous to get approved. So the FAA is aware that we're flying, and to what altitude we plan to be for the amount of time that we're planning to fly.
And so just to piggyback on what the chief said, there's parameters for public safety compared to recreational drone usage. And with the licensing requirements of that 107, you are held to a higher standard, and you have to do what's required.
Yeah, I mean, if you need, surveillance would be the same as
Yeah.
any other type of surveillance. You have to get a search warrant
Yeah.
signed by a judge.
Go ahead, Bob.
Answered my question, it was the FAA. Thank you.
Any other questions from the public? Come on up.
Jeff Lengeroth, 320 Tyler Street. Hey, what's the range on it? How far can you go out?
I think as far, I don't know the exact answer to that, to be honest with you. I know that there's the controller itself has a range, and as soon as it loses connection, it automatically comes back. It's GPS coordinated to come back to where it started.
Ours is over a mile.
Yeah, a mile? Okay, so
Over.
you gotta be, I'm saying, so you gotta be pretty, it's not like you can fly it from the police station
No.
to the beach.
Not ours. I'm sure that one is stationed may be able to, but not
Yeah.
this one. Any other questions from the public? Okay. May I May I have a roll call, please?
Pam Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Deco.
Yes.
Karen Martin,
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar.
Yes.
Louis Pacelli.
Yes.
Michael Janetti.
Yes.
Guy Vermont.
Yes.
All in favor?
Thank you so much. Item number 11.1.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much.
Item number 11.1, transfer for utilities for public works to account 1008229-5201 electric, 24,320 to account 1008429-55202 for water, $2,500. To account 1008422955203 gas, $8,800. To account 100842229-55290 sewer, is that 425?
4025.
$4,025, total $39,645 from account 10050-885-58689 contingency, $39,645.
Charlie, you wanna talk about this? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's leftover.
I can also address, you also may recall, we've made these types of transfers as late as, as late as
October.
September, October,
Yeah.
so Barbara's doing a good job of making sure that, once the books close, there's an evaluation of what needs to be moved.
There you go.
Right, yeah, these are for utility bills, the rates did increase, for the various utilities.
Now, quick question. I know it's building maintenance, but I know that a lot of departments individually have their own utilities, right? So is this just for public works, or
No,
is this for various buildings?
This is all the town buildings.
Okay.
This is all town buildings, that's just public rate, it comes out of our account, that's all.
Understood, okay. Any questions from the, actually, hold on, let's do a motion in a second. Motion, second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? All right. Roll call, please.
Pam Pennington,
Yes.
Mariano Santiago,
Yes.
Joseph Deco.
Yes.
Karen Martin.
Yes.
Mary Ann Caesar.
Yes.
Louis Pacelli.
Yes.
Michael Janetti.
Yes.
Guy Vermont.
Yes.
All in favor?
Thank you so much. 8:03, may I have a motion to adjourn? So moved. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.